name is Chikin. You can call me CK. I was
Hi everyone, welcome to the first video of the series, my past journey as an environmental sustainability design consultant. Wow, quite a mouthful, isn't it? What does ESD consultant do? Well, to cut things short, if you have seen something like this logo in a shopping mall or an office building, yes, this is what we focus on, greenmark certification. Globally, there's an international certification called LEED, Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design, which you probably see it mostly in US, but some in Singapore as well. I graduated with a bachelor degree of environmental engineering from NAS. To be frank, I would think that their direction is to groom more talents in the research field, rather than preparing us into the workforce, even though it was a hot topic during that time, even until now. It was just too little relevant jobs in Singapore. You may find a better chance working overseas like Australia, UK, US, practicing what you learn. Not sure whether I can mention their name, but well, thanks to Mr. S and Miss E who interviewed me, accepted me into the job as an ESD consultant in, at that time, called Cornell Wagner. Not sure whether I pronounced it right. It was subsequently rebranded as Oricon due to the merger with two others companies. Okay, back to myself. In fact, even though I was accepted into this job, I still wasn't sure what I can contribute. It was a very new job in building construction industry. The fact that greenmark was launched in 2005. For my direct boss, Miss E, she also building up our capability and scope of work progressively. I still remember I started a half of 2 weeks when I first started. I felt like I had worked there for half a year in the first 2 weeks. OT every day, tons of work to be finished, tons of work for me to learn too. Well, it's not a bad thing. Just that I was so fresh, it was a total shock for me in working so closely for projects during that 2 weeks. I really learned a lot during these 2 weeks and have a better idea of what we do. In broader sense, we need to make a building green in order to get the greenmark certification. However, we need to be jack of all trades in providing the consultancy. It is not something like what I studied: wastewater treatment plant design, air pollution control, waste management system. But it is more relevant to engineers who work in the construction industry. You need to understand M&E design, you need to understand material selection, architectural design, structural elements, budgeting, project management, and so on and so forth. Like a famous quote that always mentioned by my good ex-colleague, Mr. A, jack of all trades, master of none. If you ask me who would be most qualified in this position, I would say none. Because you can be expert in one field, but very difficult to be expert in all. For someone like me who have no experience at all, it really took a lot of effort for me to be a master in this job. I consider myself very lucky to be in this company. Great bosses, great colleagues, lots of opportunity to learn and progress. Actually, I still miss the days when we have the Friday drink session and the Australian colleagues will call us in and say, "Hey, why you guys are still working? Already started drinking?" Really great work-life balance at that time. It was a great memories working in Oricon for about 2 years and 2 months. However, due to the financial crisis, things started to fall apart. Subsequently, big boss left, senior leaders around the region left as well. My direct boss also left. Eventually, I left too. It is not the only reason for me to leave, but I reckon it was definitely impacted me in one way in deciding the leaving. With the killer skill that I learned in Oricon, building energy simulation, I joined CARE in October 2010. Same Australian culture as Oricon, great company, great bosses, great colleagues as well. I was able to develop my career further here and strengthen my technical knowledge in one of my most valuable skills, building energy simulation. However, despite the fact that I love my career, I had an opportunity to spin off our own business with a bunch of friends. I decided to start the business as that was one of my life goals. If I can start early, why not? Even though I quit, I was really blessed as I can still practice ESG consultancy on a freelance basis. My ex-colleagues in Oricon, Mr. A, who supported me during my early stage of business. Ex-bosses and ex-colleagues, Mr. O, Ms. J in CARE, engaged me to train their new staff for building energy simulation, as well as handling of some of the projects. My ex-classmates in greenmark courses, Mr. C, who engaged me to work on his greenmark project. My ex-boss, Ms. E, who also paid me for some works. Clients who appreciate my work done for them before, call me for advice. Really, I can't thank them enough. Luck could be one factor, but hard work is definitely the key in helping me to achieve this. When I say hard work, it's not like I had to work a lot of OT, work over the weekend, but the choices you make. For instance, when Mr. S asked me whether I'm willing to learn building energy simulation, so the Singapore office can provide such services in the future, I said yes. He and Mrs. put in a lot of resources and effort, and I worked hard to study and experiment with the software countless of time. Instead of hanging out with friends or resting at home during some of the weekend, I continued to research and understand this software better. I even consulted experts, not only in our company, also some of them from other companies who happened to work in the same projects. It was all this that shaped me in that 4 years and 7 months. Now that I'm focused on my business in filmmaking, I don't want my knowledge to be wasted. COVID-19 lockdown is really the opportunity for me to share my knowledge with people who are interested or people who want to be in this industry. So for the next few videos, I'm going to talk about greenmark certification as well as a bit of LEED certification. Thank you and see you soon.